Hey everyone, I hope you're ready to make some Nestle Toll House cookies. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Welcome to my first episode of BakEDD. So, to kick this off, I wanted to start with something pretty simple. So we're gonna go with the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie recipe. To be honest with you, I'm not a great baker, so I'm gonna be learning along with you. The first thing we need to do is preheat the oven to 375, and you should take your butter out of the fridge and let it soften naturally. I'm gonna preheat the oven. Also gonna take this down. I should add, always check the oven before preheating it. You never know what your little brother or little sister might have put in there. All clear. So I'm gonna go through all the ingredients that you need. I actually made this last week and I had way too many cookies to eat, so I have halved the ingredients, but feel free to make as many cookies as you please. So we have softened butter, flour, the best part, chocolate chips, eggs, light brown sugar, vanilla, and baking soda, not to be confused with baking powder. So I pre-measured all of my ingredients. You don't have to. The first thing we're gonna do is combine the flour, and the baking soda into the small bowl. Now, you can also combine salt, but my butter is already salted, so I'm not gonna add any more salt. And then we mix our dry ingredients. Next, we're gonna grab our big mixing bowl. Our big mixing bowl. And combine the butter, make sure you get all that good stuff, the brown sugar, the sugar, and the vanilla. We're gonna mix this up nice. You know, sometimes I really like to use my hands in this scenario, just to really get it, but I'm gonna stick with this spoon. Okay, now, that's still a little bit grainy. Okay, so see how this is mixed nicely? Now we're gonna add an egg, or 2 eggs, depending on how many you wanna make. And we'll mix the egg in there. Okay, now that the egg is mixed in, I'm going to slowly add the dry ingredients and beat the mixture. If you don't have one of these, you could just use a whisk, or, you know, sometimes just doing it by hand is the easiest way to get this done. So, starting off slow, so I don't spill flour all over the kitchen, and then we can just really work it in. So what have you guys been doing to stay busy through quarantine? For me, I've been going on a lot of walks with my dogs. I've been shooting fun videos on Instagram. I've been doing Zoom calls with my teammates. I'm sure some of you know about Zoom. I hear that's how most of us are getting through homeschooling at this time. Okay, so once this is all nicely combined, this should be kind of the texture we're looking for, we get to add the best ingredients, the chocolate chips. So sometimes it's just easier to do it with your hands and get a little dirty. So once the chocolate chips are nicely added in there, and you know, you can always add a little more. The more chocolate, the better. Am I right? Okay, so this is like what it looks like. Looks good, right? Okay. Now that I have this mixed, I'm gonna go get my non-greased baking sheet. I actually have a non-greased stone that I like to use. And we're gonna just put like little tablespoon sized cookies on your sheet. Or if you like really big cookies, you can go big or go home. Now, I cannot stress enough the importance of washing your hands often through this entire process to make sure we've got clean hands, especially if you're mixing or putting the dough balls on with your hands. Also, when you put your cookies on the sheet, you want to make sure there's about, you know, like a knuckles length distance apart so they can expand well and they don't all combine into one massive cookie. Okay, so I have my cookies ready, and we're gonna put them into the oven, which has already dinged and it is preheated. We're gonna put them in for 9 to 11 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer for 8 minutes because, you know, all ovens bake differently, and you should really start checking it by 8 minutes because there's nothing worse than a burnt cookie. The cookies are finished, but I think I'm gonna have my friend take them out of the oven. I smell some cookies. Where are my gloves? Let's get these bad boys out of the oven. Where is my spatula? Time to try my friend Elena's masterpiece. I gotta tell you something.